Level 100, I've beaten Uber Lilith, I've played over 200 hours of Diablo 4, and here are 10 reasons I'm tired of this game. Number 1, the grind is just too much. I've loved Diablo 2 since I was a kid, and one of the reasons I still love that game is because it doesn't require me to commit my entire life for weeks in order to max out a character. I can grind for a few days and realistically expect to have accumulated most items that I'm looking for to kind of max out my character. A lot thanks to trading as well. So heading into this game, I was not prepared for the commitment required in order to not only reach level 100, but to optimize my gear and don't get me started.
It's gonna take you literally like years to hit the max level. The max level in this game is 100, and I have been reassured by the developer that pretty much no one's ever going to get it.
Started on what it took to kill Lilith. Basically, I'd like to be able to experience the endgame of Diablo 4 without committing 10 hours a day for weeks. Let people level up faster is all I'm saying. At least to level 90 or so. And then it can slow down a bit, that's fine. Number 2. Why is Tree of Whispers, Fields of Hatred, and the Legion events and world bosses, and even just running around farming the open world so meaningless? All of it. There's literally no reason to do any of these things once you're in the endgame, or pretty much ever.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. You should get to the point where anyone else will quit. And you're not gonna stop there. So just do it. Make your dreams come true.
Experience once or twice at first, but the game doesn't reward you at all for grinding these activities, which completely removes my motivation to do them in the endgame. Which is sad because now there's less content for me to enjoy.
Hypocrite. Hypocrite.
Worthwhile if I want to grow my character is to do Hell Tides, purely to farm forgotten souls that can't be found anywhere else. Honestly, I think this is great. I love speed farming these temporary areas once in a while for a specific reason. But why is Hell Tides one of the only activities that actually has a purpose? And why do I need to use a third-party site to make the gameplay of Hell Tides actually satisfying and enjoyable?
About the importance of loot filters, and you desperately want to get it over with ASAP so you can just play the dang video game. I'm with you, man. Don't you worry, you've come to the right place.
Downloading the right version of Path of Building is knowing where to go to find it. So if you want, there's a link down in the description to take you directly to the download page. That will get you the right one. Or if you don't want to trust a
mystery chest is, and highlight for me where the events are. You can make it exciting, like, oh, there's a horde of demons coming in this particular area, like, hurry up and save the people. So overall, I think the Hell Tides experience is great as a concept, and it can be improved. Then there's Nightmare Dungeons. For a while, it was great to complete these to upgrade my glyphs for my Paragon board. Like, it felt like there was a purpose for completing them. But now that all of my glyphs are level 21, max level, Nightmare Dungeons, other than
Oh, God. Please don't even tell me what you're gonna say. Please don't even tell me what you're gonna say. God, oh my God, I'm like freaking editing this video and you're just making me so mad because it's just like, this is what the fucking ARPGs are. This is what they are. This is what they are. I mean, what are you doing? What do you think you're playing? Oh.
Killing mobs in the open world than what I'm finding now at tier 90 plus Nightmare Dungeons? It makes no sense. You'd think at least the minimum item power of the items that drop in higher tier dungeons would increase. But no, I am literally punished for spending my time trying to do harder content. The most efficient use of my time would be to speed farm tier 40 dungeons in groups. It sounds awful and boring. No, thank you. Speaking of harder content, beating Uber Lilith as a solo rogue took me over 1,600 attempts over 9 days. You should check out the video to see my misery if you haven't already. Yes! It was honestly a huge sense of accomplishment for me.
You know, this is what I say. This is what I tell people. I'm like, if it's taking you probably more than 30 attempts to do anything in any video game, just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just don't beat your head against it. Because this guy's complaining that he played 200 hours of Diablo and he's upset. He's upset that he had to play 200 hours of a game. Like, that's just not enough content, I guess. But it's too much content. But it's not enough content. But it's too much content. But it's not enough content. But it's too much content. It just fluctuates for him. It just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. You just don't know. it's the never-ending story. Like I said, it's the never-ending story that ends, that doesn't end, just keeps going, because you don't know what you want. Like, oh.
But the fact that I was not rewarded in-game at all, other than a red horse that kind of looks like the other red horse I already had, how about making her drop at least some high 800 plus item power loot, maybe rare uniques, anything? It just feels so weird. Like, why is there zero reward and purpose to do the hardest content in the game? And since the
I mean, honestly, I mean, it's a good point, but I don't think they were actually expecting people to beat it. I don't think they were prepared for it. I mean, it's their fault for putting them in, but yeah, yeah. I just don't think they were prepared.
tweet the other day revealing that rarest uniques can drop from level 85 monsters onwards, like, it's more likely you'll find Shaco spamming lower tier dungeons than I would be slowly slogging through 80 plus tier dungeons. How does that make any sense? The hardest content should provide the best loot. Or am I crazy? Number 6, the stupid, nonsensical drop rates of the rarest uniques in this game. Let's be honest, Diablo 4 is basically like sitting in a casino in front of a slot machine, hoping you hit the jackpot and find Shaco. The only difference
That's what they want. I mean, that's what they're gonna do. So don't play it. Don't play the game. This is what they want, some kind of rare item. You can argue there's too many, but there's gonna be these kind of items.
difference is the slot machine is rigged and you can't actually win. The players of this game are
No, you
set
can
up to
win.
fail
People
thinking
have
that
won.
they can find these items.
But
People
yeah,
are going to
you're
waste
right.
hundreds
It's
of hours
unlikely.
and never find even one of them. And let's say they do. You find Shaco and it rolls poorly. 4.8% DR out of 10. Like, if it's that rare, why do the stats vary so much?
It's
Yeah, I mean, in my
because we
mind,
haven't
it's
seen a
borderline
season yet.
abusive to the player base of
No, it's not abusive. We don't know what they're gonna do. We don't know what they're gonna do. We don't know what they're gonna do.
Diablo 4 to put these items in the game and somehow make people think that they can be found. Number 7, managing and organizing my items, my stash, sigils, elixirs. I mean, God, it just feels so bad.
Don't put this in a video. Everybody has it in the video already. We get it.
Frustrating, annoying
Fast
to
forward.
not have sufficient. Now, we are in the 4th beta of Diablo 4. It's hard to accept this because it's technically not true. We can all play the full game, we paid for it, right? But it's definitely a work in progress. And we knew this coming into the launch of this game.
Okay, we can say it's a beta, but this has more content than pretty much any game currently that's been released in the past 4 months. I don't know what you want here. You just said at the beginning of this that you spent 200 hours in the game. Like, how is that not a released game? I don't get it. I don't get these people. That's a released game. That's a full title game. You just said you got 200 hours. Was it fake? Was that a fake reality? If you didn't have fun, then stop playing it. Why are you forcing yourself to play something you don't want to play?
But there's so much that would improve the experience of playing this game. And I am surprised most of the obvious changes.
The other thing is Path of Exiles came out shit. Like, do you not understand they built on that? Did people just forget this? God.
That would make this game better have not been implemented yet. Number 9, there's not enough build altering aspects or uniques. There's a
We don't have enough seasons. Skip. I don't even want to hear it.
this game is amazing. I kind of like that you can pretty much only trade rare items and that in-game gold has become a trading currency. But how do I find people selling the items that I'm looking for? Or people who want to buy the items that I have? Do I have to use third-party sites or random discords? This seems crazy to me. Here's a free tip for Blizzard. Have a look at the systems of the most successful trading sites out there. Have a brainstorm and look at ways to improve them and put it inside your game.
Arguably, that World of Warcraft has the best auction house that's ever been created. That's probably a kind of a take that people aren't used to hearing, but it is. There's no other auction house that even comes close, especially with the changes they made like 2 years ago. It's the best auction house. Just copy that.
It's shocking to me that features like this aren't there for launch. I mean, there already is a shop. You could just implement a basic system in there, allowing people to list their items. I'm sure Blizzard will make some extra sales just from people having to click on that tab in order to do their trading. Whatever they end up doing, an in-game way to actually trade seems like a no-brainer move that would bring the community together instead of spreading it.
Okay, yep, we get it. Yeah, oh god, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of the negativity on this fucking game. It's people spending 200, 300 hours, and then they make a review, and then they say how much they hate the game. God. Ah, it's really hard. It's just really hard. The only one that seems supportive of this game is Quinn. He's literally the only person. Yeah. He reminds me of Henry V. He really does.
10,000 of those men in England that do no work today.
What's he that wishes so?
He even looks like Quinn.
My cousin Westmoreland?
Look at this.
Oh, my fair cousin.
Look,
We are marked to die.
these guys, they're all
We are
depressed
enough to do our country lost.
because they like Diablo.
And if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. God's will, I pray thee, wish not one man more. Rather, proclaim it, Westmoreland, through my host, that he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart.
I mean, we gotta fight the Reddit. The subreddit, Diablo subreddit, they're just evil. They're actually evil. Yeah, nope. Because we got balls to defend this game.
This day is called the Feast of Crispian.
That's right.
He
St. Crispin's Day,
and comes safe home will
which is Diablo
stand
Day.
on tiptoe when this day is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that shall see this day and live old age will yearly, on the vigil, feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispin's. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars, and say, these wounds.
In 5 years, this will be us, boys.
Day.
In 5 years, this will be us.
Old
And everybody
men
that doubted
forget.
us.
Yet all shall be forgot, but he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in their mouths as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester.
Those are the boys
be
right
in
there.
their flowing cups
Diablo
richly
defenders.
remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall ne'er go by.
We're poor right
From
now,
this
boys, but
day
it's gonna just
to
wait.
the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered.
Yep.
We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England, now abed, shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhood's chief, whiles any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's Day!
That's right. That's Quinn right there. He's the only one. He's the only big creator that's actually defending this game. Like, he's the only one. He's the only one. I don't know what to tell you. Take care. See ya.